welcome to From the Press Box. I'm Lauren Cooper.
And I'm Jamal Williams, and let's do something that the Tigers couldn't quite do in the World Series. Get started.
Motor City wants it. I'm telling you, Jamal, no.
I'm not saying this won't be a hard series, but they will lose. They'll lose.
Wants it. They want it. They want it.
They don't want it bad enough.
You will see.
They want it like the Lions want a Super Bowl.
You're going to owe me an apology, too.
No,
Watch.
I won't.
Watch. I bet you will. I bet you will. You never believe in me, Jamal.
Because
I'm
wrong.
right. 90%. You know what? That is a low blow.
But it's true.
It's true. You're right. You know what? He's right. The Giants had a date with destiny as they swept the Tigers to a win in their second World Series title in 3 years.
It was a perfect storm, a combination of smart pitching, clutch hitting, and sharp fielding.
And we cannot forget that marvelous MVP performance from Pablo Sandoval.
Maybe they'll change his nickname from Kung Fu Panda to MVP Panda.
That's cute. I like that. That could work, Jamal. Well, speaking of changes, Carroll City High School in Florida will be changing their uniforms.
Now, normally this wouldn't be a big story, but you haven't seen these uniforms.
The new duds were donated to the school by rapper Flo Rida. He saw Atlantic High School striking new uniforms and felt his alma mater needed and deserved something with a little more flash.
Well, what they ended up with is definitely something, but I don't know if it's better.
Yeah, the bottom line is they just don't look like football uniforms. I don't know what they look like, to be honest.
Well, I kind of like the pants, but the jersey and the helmet, I hate the helmet personally.
It's just an ugly situation, almost like the one James Harden has found himself in.
You're right. He went from playing with friends on a team in championship contention to now playing for the Rockets.
The Rockets might not be sending Harden to the playoffs, but they will send him to the bank with a new contract worth $25 million more than what OKC could have given him.
Well, while the Rockets are sending Harden to the bank, former Pro Bowl tight end Chris Cooley is trying to send the Redskins front office to the package store.
The oft-injured tight end was released during training camp due to the emergence of Fred Davis.
Davis has since suffered a season-ending injury, and the Redskins called Cooley to return to the team.
And the 30-year-old tight end was ready to return to the team, but he insisted a case of beer should be included in his contract.
Alas, the Redskins did not oblige to his demands. The contract would only include money.
Well, let's turn our attention to tennis, where Serena Williams beat Maria Sharapova to win the WTA championship for the third time.
Williams claimed 7 titles this year at the age of 31 and became the oldest player to win the year-end championships.
But despite losing, Sharapova will finish the year ranked second, while Williams will be ranked third.
Well, her ranking's definitely due to her slow start this season, but you got to think the way she finished, she should at least be ranked above Maria Sharapova.
She should, and she's got Olympic gold. That says a lot for her.
She crypto-walked her way straight to it.
She sure did.
Just 2 days after being carted off the field against Tennessee with an injury that will take over a year of rehab, fans showed up to support the fallen star.
Over 1,000 Gamecock fans gathered to wish the star Marcus Lattimore a quick recovery and a happy 21st birthday.
Fans brought cards, balloons, and sang happy birthday. Coach Spurrier said he might be the most popular Gamecock player ever.
We'll be right back after the break with Fix It or Leave It. Stay tuned. That injury. You know what? I thought it was bad, but I didn't think it was bad. It's McGahee. That was nasty.
No, Sean Livingston. That was terrible. But that injury, you can't, these really aren't joking matters. These are painful.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are the #1 killer of children 1 through 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
It started with a whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she made my lips hurt.
Welcome back to From the Press Box. As promised, it's time for Fix It or Leave It. Me and Lauren are each going to take 2 NBA teams today and say whether we think they should be fixed or left alone. So, I'm going to start with my first team, and I'm going to start on over here at Fix It.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the Washington Wizards. Now, obviously, we all know they have John Wall, you know.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they're missing a lot of talent. And I don't even think the team is being built in the right way. I do like shooting guard Jordan Crawford in his game, but I think this offseason when they traded for Emeka Okafor and Trevor Ariza, those are 2 bad contracts. And this is a young team. They're going to lose. They're not going to be good enough to make the playoffs. If you're going to lose, you need to use with young players building toward the future. And trading for those 2 bad contracts and these aging players that weren't being productive on the Hornets team, why would you do that?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. I really think that this is just a team that's in need of just a little new coat of paint.
Oh, my goodness.
You
You
know,
with the
just
dramatics.
a
The
coat.
dramatics.
Because they just need to change some things
Yeah.
that are going on that team, bringing in veteran guys. Like the Hornets are trying to get younger, and that's why they got rid of those guys. So why would you want to take on that salary and bring them in? Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That is true, but I got to go with another team that I say needs to fix it as
Okay.
well.
Who you
And
got?
that is based on something that I saw here recently.
What'd
the
you say?
Lakers.
The
and
Lakers.
Mavericks.
A
Yes.
lot of people are picking them for the finals
Yes,
now.
yes, and that could very well be a good prediction. However, like I don't even know where to start with these guys.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of too much star power.
Too much?
Yes, and I know that can be a blessing and a curse. In this case, in game one, it was definitely a curse. Because here's the thing. You've got Steve Nash, who's arguably one of the best driving kick point guards in the league.
Yes.
And there, he almost struggled. Like, he didn't know whether he wanted to be a point guard or a shooting guard. And then you've got a Kobe who's there still trying to fit in and just accept the fact that he may not have the rock all the time because now you've got D. Howard and you've got Nash. And then you had a sluggish D. Howard. So it was just really just unorthodox play, and I think that chemistry still has got to be built. And not to mention that coaching. I don't know what that spacing was about, what Mike Brown was trying to do that night, but it was just not good. So I think they've got a lot of team building to do.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that team is going to need a lot of time to mesh because obviously Kobe has to get used to playing with these other guys. Dwight Howard's still hurt, so he was sluggish. The Mavericks came out and they just ran up and down the court against them. But I do think the real key is the Steve Nash issue. He needs the ball in his hands, and they are running the same offense that they had when they had Steve Blake in that offense where he's more of an off-ball guy. He'll sit up and shoot the three, but that's not where Steve Nash's strength lies. His strength lies in his ability to drive in and get people to collapse the lane and find those open guys. That's why he was able to be successful in Dallas. He's able to be successful in Phoenix without as much talent around him as he has in LA. But they have to tailor this offense to put the ball in this guy's hands. Guys like Kobe and Dwight will reap the benefits if they do.
That's true, and it's funny that you mentioned one of his former teams being Dallas, because that's who they played, and it was without Dirk, which to me says, yikes.
Yeah, Dallas came out with that small lineup and just ran up and down the court. And Dwight Howard, he couldn't get back. He was looking old, kind of like Shaq. He just was, he couldn't make it.
Oh, my goodness. You're a character.
All right, so I think it's time for me to go on ahead and start with my second team. And we're going to
Okay.
head over here to Leave It to go on ahead and do that. So, all right, my second team is the Portland Trail Blazers.
Okay.
Now, I think this team isn't going to be too good this season. They're not going to make the playoffs, but I think they're building in the right direction. They need to leave and stay the same. Obviously, they were a very promising team. They had Greg Oden, they had Brandon Roy, and they had LaMarcus Aldridge, and everybody was saying this is going to be a good team in the future. Then Oden's knees, Brandon Roy's knees. They still have Aldridge, and he's playing great for them as an all-star player, but now they've had to somewhat rebuild that team. Now they have a new core. They brought in Damian Lillard, who a lot of people are saying could end up being better than Anthony Davis when all is said and done. Now that's yet to be seen because Anthony Davis, that's steep competition. But he looked good in summer league. He's looked good in preseason, and now the season's starting. He's still looking pretty good. He's a good player, and I think he's going to be a good point guard for this team moving forward. And then they have Wesley Matthews next to him at shooting guard. This is a guy who provides so much leadership. He's been in the league for years. He plays well. He still goes to summer league every year and plays with these young guys because he just loves the game. And that's a good guy to have when you're trying to build toward the future and you know you have a lot of young players. You're probably not going to have the best team in the league early on. You're not going to be in the playoffs this year. You need to have those leadership guys who are willing to just go out and give it all night in and night out. And then Myers Leonard at center, he's an athletic prospect that they can develop moving forward. I really think that this is a team that needs to be left alone. They're building in the right direction, and they're going to be good. Give them a couple of years.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Give them a couple of years.
All right, but my team that I'm going to say leave it is a bit of a favorite of mine because I like new things. And this is Brooklyn Nets team. Although not new, it's new to New York. And I'm anxious to see what they're going to do there at the Barclays Center. But one of the things that I think could change, however, I think that they should stay the same because everything's working. Yeah, because they've got a pretty powerful backcourt. But there's one guy in that front court that I would want to change. And that is Brook Lopez, okay? Because he's at the center position, and the center position is a position in which are not that many elite centers, if you will. And a lot of people are doing that hybrid where they're running their power forwards at the center position. So they're a very vital asset. You do need them.
Yes.
But I think that Brook is just productive. And I know that sounds positive, which it is, but he could be more productive and even good if he just contributes more. And I think that his stats from last season pretty much show that he had 19.2 points per game, which is impressive, but only 0.8 blocks and 3.6 rebounds. That's not good.
No, it's really not.
That's not good for a center.
No.
3.6 rebounds? No.
So I'm kind of confused at which direction you're going with this. I'm kind of feeling like we should be standing over here. And
No,
fix it instead
because
of leave it.
he's just one player, and like I said, he's productive. So that is what keeps it at the leave it, because he is productive. Those 19.2 points did count for something.
And they just signed him to a new deal,
and
so
they
they
just
must
signed
like
him.
what he's
They
doing.
do like what he's doing, but those 3.6 rebounds could stand to be better. And that's why I said that's just like one aspect of him that could be fixed, but other than that, all in all, they should stay with leave it.
Are you okay?
I know
feel
it's,
like you're torn here. Like you're.
No, I'm not torn.
I feel like you're
I'm
torn.
not torn.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I mean,
he
you
could
know,
stand to get more rebounds. I'm
He
sure you'd
def-
agree.
I definitely agree with you. Brook Lopez is not. He's not what you call a physical center. He's not going to get you rebounds. He's not going to be defensive. He gets you points, but he also gives up points on the defensive end. I don't think he was worth the contract he got, personally. I mean, I just feel like, hey, they were just saying, hey, we didn't get Dwight Howard, but let's just at least keep Brook. I don't think
so
it was a
basically,
good-
he was a consolation prize.
Exactly. I don't think he deserves the deal. I think he's overpaid. I don't think he'll earn the money said, and he'll end up being one of those contracts that's shopped around right before the trade deadline.
That's very sad.
It is.
Jamal, and this guy actually has a twin brother in the league.
He does. He does have a twin brother. Robin Lopez plays for the Hornets.
Look at that.
Hey, it happens. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Hurry Up Offense. Stay tuned.
The hair.
Yeah. Hey, it's there. It helps him play.
Really?
It's his strength.
Okay, so maybe Ben Brooks.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
So the hair is his game.
The hair is his strength. I mean, actually, Brooks the better brother.
Yeah, I mean, clearly.
I mean, Robin.
So you agree with me again, basically.
No, I agree with you that Brook is the better brother, just like Cody is the better brother out of the Zellers.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European pro golf tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Welcome back to From the Press Box and into Hurry Up Offense, the part of the show where there are no pauses, no breaks, and for my friend here, no excuses.
Oh, please.
Should we get started?
I guess so.
Let's. All right, first question. Should teams that are on probation be in the polls?
No, you're on probation. Why would you be in the polls? Plain and simple. I think it goes against the whole principle of things. You're on probation. They shouldn't be ranked. If your team's good, you know your team's good. And when you come off probation, then you'll be ranked. But until then, you're on probation.
I agree. Probation is just that, probation. USC just finished their 2-year bowl ban, and they're still on probation, and it makes sense. I just think that you should serve your sentence, and when it's done, and things be back to normal, plain and simple.
Okay, next question. In the NFL, there are a lot of coaches on the hot seat. Who do you think will be the first to be relieved of their duties?
Well, like you said, there are many. There's Andy Reid, Rex Ryan, and some would even say Jason Garrett.
Yes.
But I got to go with Ron Rivera. I think that it's just pitiful. They're 1-6 now, and this is after they've lost 4 straight with the fourth quarter lead. Yes. And Cam Newton is good, and he does have potential, but the thing is that coaching and the accountability or lack thereof on Ron Rivera's part is what's killing him. Have you seen that guy in those post-game press conferences? He's pitiful. Taking the blame for everything, and he feels like the world is on his shoulders, and that is just not good coaching.
But it is his fault. He's coaching the team. Cam Newton he's a prospect there. But it's going to take a special coach to motivate that guy into the player that he can be. But that's a bad team. They lack a lot of talent. They have a lot of guys on injured reserve. So I can't fully put this on his shoulders.
Yeah.
My guy, I'm putting everything on his shoulders.
Oh,
I'm looking
goodness.
at
Who's
Norv
your pick?
Turner, San Diego Chargers. They're going to clean house at the end of the season. But probably he'll be gone before the end of the season. He's been there for some time. It's just not working.
Yeah.
The offense looks bad this year. The defense looks bad this year. Let's look at last year, too. The offense and defense were good, but they skipped on special teams.
Yeah.
Special teams
Which
cost
is-
them
yeah.
multiple games, and that's a phase of the game that you have to win. It's very key. I think his time in San Diego's done. He hasn't been able to provide them with a Super Bowl berth or victory, so they're going to get him out. Unless the Chargers just go on some miraculous winning streak soon, which I don't see happening. Norv Turner's gone.
So you're bidding him farewell.
I'm bidding him and the GM. A.J. Smith
Oh, my
gone too.
goodness.
All of them.
You're so harsh. But on to the next question. The Final Four has yet to reach Atlanta, but who are your early season Final Four picks?
All right. My Final Four picks, I'm going to just start off with the players here. We're going to go with Nerlens Noel,
Oh, the box. Love
Right.
it. Love it.
Aaron Craft, McAdoo,
Okay.
yeah, and Cody Zeller. Those are my four players. Those are four players that I'm looking to carry their team all the way to the Final Four. North Carolina, Indiana. Those are two talented teams. As I said, they already have two of the most talented players.
They do.
Just looking for those
Yeah, and you
four.
said Cody Zeller. You know,
Yes.
his brother was one of my favorites last year, Tyler Zeller. So that's good.
The better brother is still in college.
See, you make everything an argument. So let me just give you my Final Four picks.
Okay.
I'm going to go something easy here. Kansas and Syracuse. They're always favorites. And then UK and Michigan State. I don't know what's in that water in Kentucky or what Calipari is doing or what, but he's always in it. And I've just got to go with him. That Kentucky team is always exciting, always explosive, so I've got to go with them. They may even win it all, too. You never know with Calipari.
Okay, last question. We all know about Billy the Kid, A.J. McCarron.
Yep.
Johnny Football, the legendary Johnny Football, that is.
Aggie.
Optimus Klein.
Yep.
We know about all those guys, but who is the biggest sleeper superstar in college football?
I'm going to go SEC, and I'm going to go Bulldogs.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Aaron Murray, okay? They're 7-1, and his latest victory was against Florida in Jacksonville, which was a huge win for them.
A huge
and
win.
Yeah, and their his completion ratio this season is 142 out of 223. He threw for 2,064 yards, and he's got 7 TDs and only 7 interceptions. He knows how to perform under pressure, and that's one thing I like about Murray. Now, eventually, I think that he would kind of remind me of a Brady or a Manning style. Jamal, not the arm, because his long this season was only 67, so maybe not that arm. But the way he performs under pressure, you cannot leave that guy any seconds on the clock. And some people crumble in seconds. We've seen this with Romo. But anywho, you cannot leave that guy any seconds on the clock. He knows how to perform under pressure, and that is a valuable, valuable asset for any QB.
Lauren, out of all of what you just said, the only part that made sense was Romo crumbling under pressure. Aaron Murray in the same breath
Oh, my
as
goodness.
future Hall of Famers
Oh, my
Peyton Manning
God.
and Tom Brady. Are you crazy? This is a kid that when the lights come on, he's folded. He folded against Florida, and he folded against South Carolina. Luckily, he plays with one of the best defenses in college football that pulled him out in Florida game. But
know
South
what?
Carolina, they torched them.
Okay.
Aaron-
One game. They're 7-1. That was the one bad game.
He had a bad game against Florida.
Okay. All right. That turned into, that was a
Aaron
win.
Murray
I'm sorry.
folds
Okay.
under pressure.
Okay. You're a non-believer, but that's okay.
Hey, I am a non-believer. But the guy that I'm believing in is let's take it down to the Bayou.
Oh, here we
Louisiana
go.
Tech
Here we
Bulldogs.
go.
They have the second highest scoring offense in the NCAA, only behind Oregon now.
Okay.
But Oregon scores a lot of points. Let's look at Stephen Warner, the center. He's a secret superstar on that team. He calls the plays. He calls the audibles, the line adjustments, snap count. He does everything. He runs that offense. Not the quarterback like most teams do, the center. He's big time. He is running that offense. If he can get the other team to jump offside, he immediately snaps the balls and calls a cadence so the receivers know just go to the end zone. They're going to put it up. He is in charge of that offense. He is a field general. He is a guy that people should know. You should be impressed.
Not impressed.
Hey, I really think people should just know this guy's name.
People should know Aaron Murray's name too, Jamal. That's all I'm saying.
As a waste of a quarterback on a team that's being carried by its
No,
defense.
no.
He should not be in the same breath as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not
But
saying
you
that
don't
he's
get why
not-
I'm saying that, because his patience and his ability to perform
his ability
under
to
pressure. Maybe
humble.
not his stats. I understand that. And I really
If
went
I had
out on
to
a
compare
limb.
him to
I
someone,
really
you-
went out on
oh,
a limb.
you
But
jumped. You're not on the
You
limb,
know
you
what?
jumped.
I believed in him. Okay, and
well,
I
you're
still
believing in-
do. You
Look,
know what?
if I had
He's
to
gonna
compare
go.
him to a pro quarterback, I'd compare him to a Mark Sanchez.
Really?
Yes. That's the best I'll give him.
Okay. All right. We'll end it here. How about
Okay.
that?
Well, we've reached the end of another show.
Yes, as always, you can like us on Facebook, you can check us out on YouTube, and you can tweet us at FTP_tweets.
All right, now, a moment in sports history occurred on October 30th, 1974, where Muhammad Ali defeated George Foreman in 8 rounds to win the World Heavyweight title. The fight was dubbed the Rumble in the Jungle. As always, I'm Jamal Williams,
And I'm Lauren Fluker
and this is
from the Press Box. Don't just leave the boy alone. 'cause
I'm
he's
not
good.
going to leave him alone.
He's good.
I saw him completely just fall against South Carolina.
Well,
this
but
season,
you're
and I saw
right.
him
You're right.
fall
You're
against
right.
Florida
He's got the
at the beginning of the
defense.
game.
He's got the
defense.
Yes,
recovered.
Jarvis Jones.
He
I
has
get
one
it.
of the
I
best
get it.
rushing
I
attacks
get it.
in college
I
football.
get it. But you cannot dispute that he does perform well under pressure. Not too many people can do that. Okay. In the waning seconds of
No,
the game.
a quarterback with
Really?
the rushing attack that he has should
Really?
have better numbers. 7 interceptions, that's completely
I'm
unacceptable.
telling
If
you,
see the
Jamal. I'm
interceptions,
telling you, you're sleeping on
if you see